Hey, hey, we got it. Okay, I think I'm live. Yo, I need to record this. Um, Start recording. Yeah, I'm like maxing out my PC right now. Holy shit. Can you see it all right? I want to make sure you can see it. This is my first time streaming on YouTube. Share my screen and Discord. Okay, everything should be good. All right. So just gonna go top down on all this. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of this limit. Okay, I started a new session, so gotta fix my intervals. Ugh, I might just skip through it just so we can get some PA where we're actually in the depths. Really like trading out all-time highs. Doesn't give you guys a very clear signification of how I trade, but we can try this. Just replay back a little bit this week. All right, so we're gonna start here. This is a Friday. We're just gonna start on the Monday next week. Okay, if it wants to work. There we go. All right. There's no Monday. Okay, so that makes sense. I don't know how to get rid of this fucking limit, bro. Shit's pissing me off. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. Coming in this week, we have a PSP within this weekly gap. You see this here. I need NQ in the middle just for my looking eyes. Yes. So we have this PSP within this gap. We have a clear draw towards all-time highs. We see on the right, it looks like YM already is traded into our all-time high. So we do have a SMT there. And it's actually getting two staged here. So let's see if we have a profile. Let's see like what our profile supports. Yeah, so this is probably going to be bearish. Just looking at this, right? So we have our SMT with all-time highs. Signatures, just looking at what we get away from here. We get this two stage between these two highs. Mainly this is the relevant high. So we leave a failure swing to our relevant high on YM. But we then get this two stage and we're clearly trading away. So that just makes me think we're going to hit some sort of draw before we, reverse. Oh, warning. Oh, I'm getting a warning. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Hold up. I hate fucking streaming. Shit is impossible. All right. So Again, I'm looking at this as more of a bearish scenario. Just coming into it. What we get, let's just mark out the open. So here we have, where's 1800? 1800 opens up into this high and this high, put in this SMT. We're trading away. It's a pretty good bear signature. If we drop to the hourly, we run out this internal high, close through. We already tapped into this gap, so honestly, open might just dump. Yeah, it's gonna be recorded. The only thing is, like, there's nothing to take here because I'm sure. Look at this lower time frame. Like, you can't position yourself before open here, just because we're just in a consolidation. So let's just let the driver play out. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, you can't position yourself because that's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna mark out these lows that I want to see us trade into, and we see what happens. So maybe we'll get this close through on open. Whew. Okay, that is something else. YM's making a new high. NQ's still towards the low of the range. NQ's probably just going to come for these lows. I do want to see YM sort of slow down, start trading a little more bearishly. We do get this continuation on ES, which isn't bad. Don't love it yet. I'm going to just sit here on the higher time frame and just wait to see something. So we're hitting this initial low. Here's YM. Look at this strength switch. Look at this. So while NQ is coming up and trading into this gap, almost consolidating at this low, right? Not much displacement. Do you always target the relevant swings, or do you target failure swings that are closer? It doesn't really matter. Whatever my profile is supporting. So like in this scenario, we're bearish, so we have these failure swings I feel like we could definitely trade into. So while NQ is retracing into this gap, these other assets are trading lower. We did just get this close through. I feel like this is something I definitely could take. Just look at it. The only thing I have to be worried about is SMT breaking between these two assets, right? Because we initially have this SMT. Could break this SMT and form something. So ideally, I want to see NQ follow this and CSD lower as well. Yeah, so now that all these assets are CSDing lower, I definitely could take something. Let's just see. Okay, so we get this 3-minute close through. This 1 minute. I think we're gonna take this actually on a ES. It's 1 minute. How big's this stop? Okay, that's fine. And for draws, we're trading the middle asset just to catch up to these lows, break SMT. Get more than that. Just go for about 2R on this. Let's see. Stop, just about 2R there. Just 15, that's good. I made that 5-minute within the gap, yeah. So we're gonna try this. Oh, I don't like that. I didn't think NQ was gonna hit that low that quick. We're just gonna let it play. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. I didn't want to go break even after like 1 point green, but I could have assumed that that low could be a just at least a point for retracement there. So it's just my bad for shorting that low in the range. So I just need to, I'm gonna go to the next day and just see what we get. I shorted way too low in the range. Daily. Coming off a very bearish expansion day, so we end up trading even lower. Let's look at YM. YM could definitely come take these lows. Hourly. Where's 1800? Like this. I don't like this. This is our high day, right? It's nothing relevant. Yeah, no, backtesting frustrates me a lot as well. So I'm trying to do it a little more just to to be able to teach. So this could be a delayed protraction profile here on YM. It's running out our own high a day. We have these assets trading lower. We have an SMT here. Where's my line? Here it is, SMT here. Dropping to the lower time frame. This is a PSP. So we have a 2-stage PSP right here before the driver. Driver might just expand. Let's just see the lower time frame. The only thing I don't want to happen is, you see how this kind of looks like a range? What could easily happen is open expands here and then right back here. So let's see, do we have anything relevant that we could trade into? So like on these assets, like we have these lows down here. So definitely something potential there. So let's look at the lower time frame. I'm gonna let open play just because I think it's a lot easier for you guys to visualize. So here, now we're not really in a point where we can like take a short yet. We still see YM. YM just printed this continuation signature at the high. So I want to see what these other assets are going to trade into before reversing. So we have ES running out. It's this high we had SMT at. So maybe we see something here. If not, NQ is going to just catch up to it. 15-minute. Yeah, so NQ or ES fails to reverse, so NQ is catching up to that high. YM still expanding through the high a day. Just these lows aren't something I really want to trade away from. At this point, I mean, our wick, it's not that big, but just see what happens. New 15-minute. What do we see? We're putting in this SMT, right? With YM. YM had a much deeper retrace at the end of this candle. So we're putting in this SMT right now. Maybe this is where we're gonna start to head lower. We need a continuation signature though. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for 10 a.m. here. So we get the new 4-hour. Again, I'm still not looking to short. Nice. Like, that was literally 1 minute. Oh, wait, where did my time frames go? Thank you. Let me get those back. I mean, nothing I can really take there. So, that's just unfortunate. It's gonna run those lows. Whoa. Ooh. Took these lows down here. That is crazy. So we run out this low. I'm just looking at YM there. Yeah, that was a fucking insane dump. We run out this low. We already have SMT here, so we do have a 2-stage. It's just like, what is there to target? Be like these hourly highs, something on YM. I don't know, but definitely just gonna wait. Because if we're gonna be if we're gonna be bearish, like this deep retrace is not a good signature. So let's just see how this 15 minutes gonna close. It doesn't close as a PSP. Yeah, nothing too interesting for me yet. Ooh. Nah, nothing there either. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're just kind of consolidating after taking that high. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna wait just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so we're starting to continue higher here. Maybe we could just get a little, like a 15-minute PSP that we're able to get on side with this move higher. Did we hit those hourly highs yet? Nope, very close. 4 hour. I think you did just trade into this 4 hour gap. But I think we're more going to use this as a retracement than should be a 30-minute here. Nope. Is this all-time highs? No, this is like in the middle of a range, so it's not. I mean, it's close to all-time highs. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, we're off all-time highs here. Could we frame a failure to reverse higher? Failure to reverse higher. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let's use 15-minute. Okay, hold up. Need 30-minute. Okay. We're in this 30-minute gap. Look at this. PSP, right? With YM. We can honestly anticipate this asset running out this low. So we're in this little 30-minute gap. Like SMT break, yes, that's sort of what I'm trying to frame. And I mean, honestly, just look at these hourly highs, like into this gap maybe. Like this could be pretty free. I'm sure, like, yeah, look at this lower time frame. These highs could definitely get ran, and look how close YM came. I think this little SMT break right here on this 4 hour, if we look at this gap, I think this little SMT break is just being used for a retracement. And then we're going to use, we call it trade higher. Can't take this right here this close through, because I would like to see this low get ran. So I'm going to wait. Yeah, so we hit that low. Okay, that's just gonna start to fail. This is gonna be used like this. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go to the next day. I'm sure we're just gonna use this 2-stage to like retrace somewhere internal. Yeah, like a YM. We're just gonna use that to retrace. It's fine. I'll just go to the next day. My whole short opportunity got fucked in one candle. Let's go back to the higher time frame. Still pretty clearly bearish here on the higher time frame. We're at this daily PSP after breaking. So look, we broke SMT, this weekly low. Traded into it this day. PSP, let's just see what the profile. Oh, so sluggish. Such sluggish moves. So 1800 opens low. Right, we're opening low. Did we trade into these lows yet? Really close to those lows. I'd like a long on YM to this high probably. Can you explain why I'm bearish? Just weekly to daily profile looks pretty bearish. But this candle closure, that's why I'm trying to look to trade a YM higher. We also get this PSP. So coming open, yeah, this is just, it's pretty choppy. Not much to say about it. We take this lows. I'm pretty sure we had an SMT down here, so I'm gonna just scale out a little bit. So look down here. So we had this SMT, right? And then we're just putting in a 2-stage, even though it's like a failure swing. I don't like it, but I feel like the idea to trade YM higher here, just off the daily closure and how close it was to this swing, I feel like this is could be pretty high probable. We just have to see what we get. Coming to open, we do have this PSP, right? 15-minute. With this down close candle, up closed on this asset. We just printed that continuation signature. Let's see what open wants to do. I do want to see if we form some sort of continuation here. Okay, this will work. So, YM's now running this low, which is going to be a SMT with a NQ. Okay, that's kind of, if we're going to be bullish, like YM needs to reverse now. I want these assets to like stay strong. Like I want NQ to hold this opposing candle and YM to show some strength here because right now it's just dumping. I mean, I did say I hated the lows, but okay. Honest. Does that 15-minute look like? Ooh. Oh, wait, SMT there. I just hate YM. I like this idea on NQ, but I hate YM. So we're gonna wait. Yeah, we're just expanding in opposite directions. So we're probably gonna need some sort of SMT. We're either gonna need a strength switch or we're gonna need to hit something relevant. We need some form of manipulation to resync the markets. So let's see what we get. Yeah, so we did have this 15-minute C2. That's what I was looking at. I just didn't like that YM hadn't reversed yet. So ideally, yeah, look at this. We're running a low here on NQ. And these lows down here, YM, this is a SMT. So if we get like this close through, I can probably take this. And close through. Is it 3-minute? Okay, we got that 3-minute before, but I was on the 1-minute, so I'm gonna take that. Stop. I can probably put it down here on these bodies. Oh wow, that's heavy risk. And then for TPs here, what's that high? That high's like 1.6R. I'm gonna move that to 2R because it's just a band 2R. And see what we get. Alright, new 15-minute open. I'm obviously going to be going break even at this hourly high. So we hit that hourly high, I'm going to go break even. Brutal. Brutal. Couldn't get the continuation to 2R. Wicks me break even to run. Unfortunate. Really good framework there. Just entry wasn't the best. I always take the second CISD. The first CSD, like unless I have a really strong bias, that's the only time I'll take the first one. Other than that, I always like to play the continuation a little bit more. So let's look at daily. What did our previous day do? We traded into this gap. Yeah, that's what I saw that. I saw open, just run higher and trade in that high. But that's also like, we go back to that. That's also where we can see like an easy 10 a.m. reversal. We didn't get it, but oh no, we do. We do get the 10 a.m. reversal. So since 10 o'clock opened high with no wick, like, and then trades into this relevant high, that like that's a really like obvious signature that a 10 a.m. reversal is probably coming. It did kind of like bullshit for a little bit, but that is pretty it's a I see that a lot with 10 o'clock reversals. All right, so in Q and ES traded much past these lows. We see YM is struggling to get past these lows. Daily, we just came out of this daily gap. We formed that C2 closure. I'm still looking to trade this lower. Not too sure what other objectives we have. Like I kind of have to go to the weekly and start looking at like these weekly lows. Even this weekly swing point. Obviously, we won't get there in one day, but that's where my eyes are being drawn to. So dropping down the 4-hour here. There's like no gaps or anything. This is just hard to trade. Yeah, kind of just have to wait to see what the driver wants to do. We get this little 2-stage PSP here. I don't really care about us reversing from these lows, it doesn't seem too relevant. We do get this 2-stage. I see it, but the only thing is like, what did we trade into that's relevant? That's just my eyes. Like, what did we hit that's relevant? Nothing really. So that 2-stage is probably more going to be used for a higher time frame retracement. So this could be like a delayed protraction. So let's look what we get at open. Okay, hold up. I might actually take that. So we trade into our own high a day, right? We get this 30-minute. Now it's a 2-stage PSP. Well, it was a 2-stage PSP, but it's now a 2-stage strength switch PSP. Just the fill on this is going to be a little bit like wide. I can't even take micros either. So I guess we just take it. And just say like fuck the P&L. Down here is our previous weekly low. I'm definitely gonna take something off when we get to this low if we get there. And then probably runners to that previous weekly low. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Here. Just gonna kind of start letting this go. Check RR here. So that was like 2.5. All right, I'm gonna go break even here. Right, we come into this 3-minute gap. We're forming a continuation. If you look on YM, we're putting in another SMT at this high. There's honestly no reason for us to come back here. Break down the 6 trade again. It seems really clean and high RR. Oh, this one? Yeah, I'll do this in a second. We gotta hit TP first. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna take most of my position off here. And then obviously my full draw is this weekly low down here. Just leave it there. See what happens. All right, I'm gonna just speed this up a little bit. All right, there we go. Full TP hit. All right. Break it down. So this is just delayed protraction. So start from the beginning. If I see this 2-stage SMT at the lows, I want to see like, did we trade in anything relevant? You see YM? YM's just leaving failure swings off this low. So that's kind of, it makes me skeptical, right? And I mean, it just makes me skeptical because YM's trading away from these failure swings that ES and NQ already failed to manipulate, right? So when I see this 2-stage right here and we expand away, I see this more of as, this is probably just a higher time frame retracement for a continuation lower. So coming to open, we get this PSP, right? Where NQ is printing this bearish close, but also running out this previous 30-minute high, while YM is printing a bullish close and did not run out the high. That's like the opposite of how you would expect it, right? That's because we're strength switching. So coming to open, what we get is this run higher, which puts in this 2nd stage cracking correlation. On the lower time frame here, we get this close through. I mean, we can look at the 3-minute honestly, because this is our first close through, right? So we make this blue. I'm just gonna get rid of that. This close through here on the 3-minute, right? Creating our CSD. On the 1-minute, I was waiting on open to confirm my narrative. So Look at open, open. We put in this second Kraken correlation, right? And that's where we get this second close through. And that's where I took my entry. So I took it on the second one. I could have probably played a retest, but I just market executed with my stop at the high. Yeah, the 4 hour. Yeah, you're low-key right. Like I shouldn't have shorted this 4 hour, but honestly, within a driver, what you'll start to notice is like these large wicks aren't as relevant. Wouldn't an SMT always be manipulation on one pair and a failure swing on another pair? Not always. The whole idea is we're not hitting anything relevant on these other assets, right? So when you're looking at like ES and NQ, that like we hadn't hit anything relevant prior to the driver. Right? That if we don't hit anything relevant and then we start to reverse, this is more than likely just delayed protraction, right? This isn't gonna be a high probability reversal. It could just be a retracement, right? It's probably just a retracement because we're not trading anything relevant. We're just reversing off our own lows to come target something internal. Do I think it's better to stay off the 1 minute? I use the 1 minute primarily around like open, but if you're still new, I think staying on the higher time frame is better until you get a like clearer understanding of what's going on. But since we hadn't traded anything relevant and YM left those failure swings, yes, there's a SMT, but the whole thing is if this is our SMT, right? We're calling this our SMT. What do you notice? We're not manipulating these lows. We're failing to manipulate these lows. We're trading deep through them, and we're not creating like an SMT break like protocol where when ES trades into it, we reverse. No, we just keep going deeper and deeper into the range. So when I see that 2-stage, I just assume we're coming something internal, which was our own high day, because look at high day on all assets. Let's look at 1800. 1800 is like kind of irrelevant, right? It's nothing special. Yeah, I took NQ because it had the most bearish SMT. Like it was the one printing the most bearish signatures. And on the higher time frame, you'll also notice it is the most bearish asset. I didn't even see this. We also had daily SMT here. Wow. But even just looking at the weekly, and you're looking at this low, who's the closest? NQ. So NQ is the highest time frame, most bearish asset. This was it realigning weaker, and it's printing this bearish PSP and then this 2-stage. So that's why I took NQ over the other assets. And then, yeah, I think that should make sense. All right, so that's a whole week. I think I took like 2 trades. I think I took 3. Yeah, I took 3. Wow. Lame ass week. So that puts me about 4 hours on the backtesting stage. It's only been 30 minutes. Oh, I hate going over a week in backtesting because it's where I start to fade. But I'm going to go do a little bit more. All right, so on Friday, we trade into these lows. What do I notice? No reversals really framed here. Here, what does this look like? Like, does this look like a reversal? Like, it just looks slow, right? This looks like, to me, is a retracement. Let's go to the 4 hour. 1800. What do you notice? It's an unprotected low of day, right? We open and just start trading higher. We're already in this 4 hour gap. So what could we see? We do have this SMT with YM, which is a little bit different. The most bearish asset is putting in the SMT, right? 2-stage. Crack before open. We'll probably run this high, to be honest, but we'll just see what happens. Maybe not. So we have this 2-stage. I can't trade this candle mechanically. All right, look at YM. YM 2-stage. PSP. Again there. Lower time frame. There's this. I can't take that. That's like way too high for me to take. So let's see if we print some form of continuation signature. Okay. So if we're going to stay bearish here, I want YM to stay bearish. Even like consolidate. Nothing else has been hit relevant before 9:30, right? Just this hourly high inside this gap. So it's just this hourly candle high inside the gap. That's why I'm kind of waiting on this. And I want to see the driver. So I want to see YM stay weak while NQ and ES start to show a little more bearishness. So we're consolidating on YM. So this is where I want to see NQ and ES start to trade lower. Okay, that's what we're getting. Maybe even another cracking correlation at this high. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till 10 a.m. At least a new 45 or a new 15-minute candle. Yeah, so we had just traded in this gap, but this S&T is not holding, so it's kind of irrelevant now. Yeah, I wouldn't want, like, I didn't like why I'm making a new high there, because at this point, you know, we're not really framing anything for lower yet. So I probably, yeah, so 10 o'clock just opened. Let's just see what happens. If I'm trading a 10 o'clock reversal, I'm not shorting this first candle. I want to wait to see if the wick will form. So this is like where I'll use 4-hour profiling a little bit more. Okay. Nope. Nothing here. Even here we might see it. You see how YM closed closer to this high than NQ did? This is where you can kind of start to anticipate these SMTs. So let's see if we get it. Look at that. Putting in this SMT. Look at 3-minute. See if we can get this close through. All right. I kind of want to take something like positional. This is like, yeah, I might take something like positional here. How do I limit? I don't really know how to use this. I'm very new. Stop right there. TP. I mean, these hourly lows be the first to go. That's about 2R, and then runners to low a day. So we're getting this 15-minute 2-stage right here. We're getting this 3-minute closure. Let's try that. Is that gonna work? All right, it's gonna run without us. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Damn it. It's gonna fucking run without us. That's fine. Alright, I want to see NQ fail to manipulate these lows here. Maybe. Alright, hold on. We're kind of slowing down here. What time is it? Yeah, okay. Maybe we'll get something with the 15-minute here. Nah. We're just gonna go. That's fine. I'm gonna take this if we get this 3-minute close. We're running out this high inside this. Okay, there's no 5-minute there. We're running out this little 3-minute high close through. Something I'm willing to take. Ooh, let me check the RR on this. Where's low day? Get rid of that one. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and demand 2R on a retest. Oh yeah, we'll get 2R. All right, so 1 NQ. All right, this should work. All right. Okay, this asset's kind of bullshitting. Ooh, we're gonna get stopped here. Alright, well, that's fine. Hmm. Yeah, so we just use that to run higher. That's fine. I'm just gonna go to the next New York session. I still hate that low a week right now. Yeah, I did. I did need that 1 minute chart. I always need the 1 minute chart. So we do have an SMT at high day. Previous day high. Yeah, looking at this, YM's not gonna get there. There's no way. Just doesn't look like it. Like, look at YM. I mean, it might get there. I doubt it. Let's see what the open ones. Like, come on. That's what I wanted, but not much you can take there. Again, there's all these lows. Like, I want all these lows, honestly. I still want it. All right. Ooh. I don't know if I want to short away from that, actually. I didn't even look at that. See, this is what happens when I backtest for more than a week of data. I start missing shit. Yeah, I don't think I want to short away from that. These lows are gonna go though. I wanted these lows to go. They'll probably just go. Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna get rid of these lows real quick. Yeah, all right. Now that we've gotten rid of those lows, I'm gonna wait for 10 o'clock. See what we get. I want to see YM now. Start to trade higher. While ESN and Q either consolidate or show me something. Maybe like this. We're gonna get this. Look at this 30-minute. Not only is it PSP, now two-stage PSP. Look at this. Look at that 4-hour high on YM. Look how close proximity that is. It's the strongest asset though, so I'm gonna wait for it to realign. Stronger. Yeah, like this is something I would like to take, but I'm not gonna take it until YM realigns stronger. So we're just gonna put it on there and watch it. But yeah, this is why. See, YM's not realigning stronger, so I'm starting to think my lows idea is gonna play out. So maybe we get a little 15-minute I can get on side of it. All right, so 30-minute close, PSP. Maybe we can like run this high. Even YM running into this gap is fine with me. One of the assets, please. They're so close to it. It'd be odd for them to not trade into it. All right, so YM does it, which is fine. Okay. So we had this two-stage. Is there a situation where you'd feel comfortable trading away from a failure swing when this happens? When like we displace away from a failure swing? That is where I feel comfortable. And these other assets are starting to trade lower now, right? ES and NQ trading lower now. So we have SMT not only within the gap, now we're getting this two-stage sequence. So I think I'm gonna try ES here. How big is this? Stop. That's like, hold on, we're just gonna close half, just so it's a little more realistic. Pretend I'm in micros. For draws, like I honestly think I hate that low. So maybe YM gets there for these assets. these are kind of low-hanging fruits. Even into here is seems pretty good. About 2.3 R on this, so let's see what we get. Slow chop to my stop loss, potentially. Yeah, we're cooked. All right. Yeah, YM is the weakest, but look at the higher time frames. You see how much closer YM was to this 4-hour high? So YM was the weakest asset. I assumed this was these assets aligning weaker. Looks like I'm just going to be wrong. So I'm going to probably, yeah, like I want to take this, but I don't know if it's because I'm angry over backtesting or what, but I'm just going to watch this trade. If this goes bad, I'm just going to call it a session. Yeah, okay, there we go. So I'm going to call it there. After I backtest over a week, it kind of gets a little sloppy, but that was clean. That move right there. I'm gonna break that down. So we come up into this 30-minute gap, right? We have this SMT. We get this 2-stage on the 3-minute. We're taking this close through, right? Yeah, backtesting instigates crash outs for me more than actually trading does. So I mean, we even leave it till a week here, but I'd probably be out of like most of my position there. We'll see what happens. So that was a 30-minute 2-stage. We got the 3-minute continuation signature. Let's see if we hit all my draws. What time is it? Oh, it's 12. Yeah, we'll probably get there. Oh, wow. What a break even. All right. That's why I said probably be out of most of your position there, but you don't need the 2-stage. The 2-stage just confirms that the strength is switching back to YM, right? So same idea here, where these assets were stronger and they started putting the weaker closes. So I look to get on side with those assets because they're realigning weaker. Intraday, YM was our weakest asset, but it was putting in the bullish SMTs. So I waited. If you wait right here for this realignment, that is where you can get on side with the bearish move. I hope that makes sense. Not my best back testing session, but I think I broke things down for you guys a lot. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to send me a message or drop a question in the chat. So, but other than that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go to the gym. So peace out, everyone.